What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Awesome Nerd Show. Today we're looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Snake Eyes movie wave. So these are the figures from the new Snake Eyes movie, the G.I. Joe Origins. So these figures look pretty cool. You know, they are more realistic, so they don't have as much as the uniqueness or coolness to them, for me at least, that the normal classified figures do. But these are the one based off the movie, so they have those looks. So first up, we have Snake Eyes himself. So it looks pretty awesome there in the all black as usual. And then we've got Storm Shadow and Akiko, followed by Baroness and Scarlett. So all of these figures look pretty cool and stuff. You know, a lot of the figures that we've had before, especially like Scarlett, Baroness, and Storm Shadow, do look like their normal counterparts, like classified series ones. But like Akiko is a new character, and so these are a lot of those like classic looks, just with actors' faces on them. But all of them do look pretty cool, so I hope they're pretty cool figures as well. Now, I haven't really seen the movie. I was in the room when the movie was watched, but I didn't really pay much attention to it because I just had no interest in the movie. So I don't really know a lot about these figures, so I had to do some research. So I'll have to go through some of that stuff. But hopefully the figures themselves are cool, because that's what's the most important thing. So let me go ahead and get these out of the boxes and we'll take a look at them together. So starting off with Snake Eyes himself, looks pretty awesome here. I actually do overall like the design, at least for this figure. Now in the movie I didn't like it as much, but with the actual figure I think it looks pretty awesome. It actually could be one of my favorite versions of Snake Eyes so far. I don't like the helmet so much, being that look of the motorcycle helmet. It just looks too big and bulky, but everything else on it looks really cool in my opinion. I just like the overall black slick design with the armor in it, so like on his chest and all through the body and everything, kind of spread there on his thighs and down to the legs, and then the additional reds thrown in there, so around the knee pads, the silver there of the buckle, and then he has the Arashikage logo there on his left arm. So that just overall looks pretty awesome. He's got the nice straps going around to his back, you know, to hold weapons and everything. I just think overall he looks really cool in this form. Like I said, it's probably one of my favorite versions of Snake Eyes out of the G.I. Joe Classified series so far, but obviously compared to the movie, I don't think it looks exactly the same, so that's probably why I like it better. But in the movie, we see Snake Eyes seek revenge for his father's death by a man that used weighted dice to determine the dad's fate, which the dice rolled as Snake Eyes, so giving him his name. And as we see him years later, he joins a criminal organization led by a guy named Kenta, who promises Snake Eyes revenge on his dad's killer, but Kenta gives Snake Eyes a guy to kill, which turns out to be Storm Shadow. And he reveals that they are cousins, and so Snake Eyes doesn't kill him, and they run off together, and Snake Eyes becomes a double agent into the Arashikage clan, so he's sent in by Kenta to infiltrate the clan and steal the Jewel of the Sun. And once Snake Eyes gets the jewel, he's allowed to confront his father's killer and learns that Corberó was behind the death of his father. So once Snake Eyes learned Kenta's working with his father's killers, he turns against them and joins the Arashikage clan, which we see towards the end of the movie. He gets this outfit, so that's why it has the Arashikage logo on there. So that just explains a little bit of the story. But like I said, overall, just the look of this figure I just think is amazing. So for movements, the head can twist all the way around there. He can look down that far and up that far, so pretty good there. And for the shoulders, can come up just under 90 degrees because of the armor. It has the butterfly joint there and can rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, a double elbow joint that bends up that far, not too bad. The wrist can twist around and flex up and down. He's got an ab crunch in the midsection, so he can crunch forward and crunch back and forth there, so not too bad. So that far back, that far forward. And then he has the crunch and twist at the waist as well, so he can rock a little bit more back and forth there at the waist and twist side to side. The hips can come up 90 degrees and out to the side that far. Wow, he can actually do the split, so that's pretty good. He's got a thigh twist around in there, a double knee joint that bends up that far in the back, and the foot can rock back and forth and twist side to side. So actually it's a really good figure, has really good movements and all that, so nothing wrong with it at all. So it looks cool and has good movements, so that's a win. Now for accessories, first off we get the unmasked head of the actor there that played Snake Eyes. So there's his face. I don't think it looks good, but it's not horrible either, so it's not too bad overall. He comes with these two cool knife blades that look pretty awesome. I don't remember them in the movie or anything, but they look really cool, and they have all sorts of designs on them and stuff, if you can see that there. So I like that they're probably gray or silver blades and then have a dark brush over them, so you can really see all those details. So just very awesome looking for both of those. They look really cool, and they just have handles with the coverings on the top, so both of those look cool. So you can have him dual wielding those, or you can have the Morning Star blade, so the blade he gets from Storm Shadow. So it comes in this nice holder that's got all sorts of gold and everything. It's got a peg to go into his back, and then we have the blade itself, which you can see the details and stuff with the serrations and everything. So that looks awesome. So we can pop this onto his back, so it can just pop right in the back there, and then we can go ahead and put the sword in his hand. So there we got Snake Eyes with the sword, so that looks pretty awesome there. So overall, I do really like this figure a lot. Like I said, it's actually probably one of my favorite versions of Snake Eyes. I just wish he had all the other accessories. And speaking of, here is just a normal classified version of Snake Eyes, so this is the one in the all black outfit. So you can kind of see a lot of the similarities and stuff. Like I said, I wish it had all the accessories, the backpack and the additional guns and swords and all sorts of stuff, but I think overall this one looks a lot better. So you can probably take pieces off of this one and stick it on this one, and you'd have a pretty cool looking Snake Eyes. I think we may have to try that. There you can just see the comparisons. Like I said, I do think I do like the movie one a little bit better than the other one, so that's really cool there for the movie versions of Snake Eyes. And next up we have Storm Shadow, whose real name is Tomasaburo Arashikage, also known as Tommy in the movie. So as I mentioned, Snake Eyes was ordered to kill him, but he reveals he's the cousin of Snake Eyes, so they flee together back to Japan to the Arashikage castle, and he offers Snake Eyes to join in the clan. And they go throughout the movie with, of course, Snake Eyes being a double agent, as I mentioned, so once Snake Eyes eventually does steal the jewel, Tommy chases him until Snake Eyes ends up talking him down, and once Kenta has the jewel and goes to the Arashikage castle to try to attack them, Tommy returns to fight against him. But in the process, Tommy gets the jewel and tries to use it against Kenta, and because of that, after the fight and the day is saved, Tommy ends up being exiled from the castle because he did use the jewel, even though he was trying to do it to save people, but because he used it, the masters kicked him out, so he went on the run as Storm Shadow. So we see him as Storm Shadow here in the all-white outfit. It's more of like a cream color, has like a little bit of like a green tinge to it, but overall, this one I don't like as much, so where I like the Snake Eyes, I don't like this version at all. I just don't. Maybe if it was more all-white, it'd be pretty cool, but I just don't like this version. But he's got his face all colored a lot how we normally see Storm Shadow, where you just see his eyes, but he's got the like balaclava coloring his face, and then we've got his outfit, so it has like this like coat material on over the top with the tails that sort of hang down, even though on here it's attached to his belt and stuff. Then he's got the baggy sort of like ninja pants and stuff going into the boots that are nice and slick, so like these are nice slick material and stuff that look awesome, but like I said, just overall I don't like the design. It looks like he's just got tennis shoes on, which is pretty cool. I think I like that look, but just doesn't fit too well. And then just like I said, covered head to toe in the all white outfit that I just don't like as much for some reason. Just something about it I just don't enjoy. So for movements, the head can twist all the way around. He can look down a little bit and up a little bit there, not bad. Shoulders up about 90, once again not as far because of the armor padding, and has that butterfly joint and rotation all the way around. His bicep twist is lower down because of the armor, but he's got the double elbow joint that bends almost all the way up on itself, so really good. And the wrist can twist around and bend up and down. Ab crunching there, we can of course see it a lot better on this figure, so crunch forward, crunch back there, so really good, and you hear that popping, and then has the twist and a little bit of crunch at the waist as well, so a little bit more rocking back and forth there, and then the twist around. Hips up 90 degrees out to the side that far, not as much as Snake Eyes, and thigh twist all the way around. A double knee joint bends up that far in the back, can kick his own butt, and it's a little stiff, but the foot can rock back and forth and twist side to side. So in some areas he has better movements, but overall he's a little more stiff compared to Snake Eyes. Now for accessories, first we get the unmasked head there of Andrew Koji that played Storm Shadow, so there's a look at his face. Again, I don't think the likeness is all that there, but it does look cool. I like how he has the scar there on his eye and stuff, so not a horrible head, but just something I would not prefer. And then he comes with a holder here with two katanas, so he's got these two katana blades that look cool. So they both have sort of like serration, very similar to the Morning Star, but he's got these two blades with this little piece that goes into his back, so it just sticks right in the back there, and then of course we can take the two swords and put them in his hands. So there I gave Storm Shadow both swords. So I think that looks cool, but like I said, I just don't like this figure nearly as much as I did the Snake Eyes. And next up we have Akiko, played by Haruka Abe, so there we can see her face. And she is the head of security for the Arashikage clan, and she has a distrust of Snake Eyes from the moment he arrives, but she eventually trusts Snake Eyes once he reveals his true nature of being a good guy. And we see at the end of the movie, she's the one that gives Snake Eyes his outfit. So overall, she looks pretty decent, you know, just looks like your normal, like, sort of like ninja with the uncovered face, but overall doesn't look like much of anything special. So there's a look at her face. Again, I don't know likeness too much because I don't know the actress, but I think the face looks pretty decent. I like the haircut and stuff and the way it's designed. They did a really good job with hair design overall. And then we've got our outfit, so I like the black and the white, some sort of cream color storm sash, so it's like a mixture of the two, so it looks pretty awesome. So I like her like jacket outfit. I think it has a really cool design with all the lines and everything going into a belt tied around her waist, a little bit of silver thrown in there as well. Just overall, I think the jacket design looks cool. And then she's got the baggy pants going all the way down into the high heel black shoes, so high heel shoes aren't going to be good for fighting, but they always have to throw them in there for some reason. So overall, not a bad looking figure. It just, you know, just looks like your standard human. So for moments, her head can twist all the way around. She looked down that far and up that far, so pretty good there. Shoulders come up 90 degrees and rotate around within there. You get a single elbow joint that can bend about 90 degrees there and has the rotation. The wrist can twist around and flex up and down once again. She has a little bit of an ab crunch in there. There's a split in the jacket that kind of allows her to rock back and forth, but I assume up inside there at the waist as well, she can also twist around. So it looks like she twists there and at the ab crunch as well. So she has that piece there that can twist, and then she also can twist at the waist. Hips can come up 90 out to the side that far. Thigh twist all the way around. A double knee joint bends up that far, can kick her own butt. She does have a shin twist right at the top of her boot, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So overall, not bad for a female figure. You know, I have a lot of issues with Hasbro females. And for accessories, we get this staff weapon that has two blades on the end of it, so that looks pretty cool. So we have this we can put into her hand, but she also comes with the same weapon, just split apart, so it comes into two swords almost. So we have it like it's been split apart, almost like Darth Maul's lightsaber, so you can have two swords or the staff let's go and put the staff in her hand. So there I got Akiko with the staff, and she overall does look pretty cool, especially with that staff. And then we've got Baroness, which is a character we've seen before, but Baroness is Anna de Corberó, played by Úrsula Corberó, and she is a member of the terrorist organization Corberó, but she teams up with Kenta to try to destroy the Arashikage clan, but when Kenta refuses to give the jewel over to Corberó, she turns on him and momentarily teams up with Scarlett to try to take him down. And then we see her waiting in Tommy's jet at the end of the movie as he's running away. So overall, I think she looks pretty cool, but again, I think this is probably a version of Baroness I actually do like maybe a little bit more. It's hard to tell. I'll have to bring up the other figure show. The only thing I don't really like is her head, but everything else I like the body design and stuff. Looks pretty awesome, so it's all in black as usual for her. I like the red Cobra logo belt buckle there. Looks pretty awesome, but I like all all the material there, almost like a snake skin design with all the heavy leather as well and like armor pieces on her. Got a nice holder there in the back, but look at the detail like going down her spine and everything. Looks awesome. And then she's got like these padded sections there on her legs and just looks like leather pants there underneath with leather boots that go all the way up to her knees. So very awesome looking, I think, overall. Like I said, my only issue is really her face. That's the only thing I don't really like too much about it. Probably the short haircut or something I don't like, but looks very good overall. So for moments, her head can twist all the way around. She can look down that far and up that far, so really good. Shoulders up under 90 degrees because of the armor once again, and rotate around within there a little bit. Can't get all the way around, but she's got a single elbow joint that bends 90 with the rotation. The wrist can twist around and flex up and down again. She's got an ab crunch right under her chest, so crunch forward and back a little bit. Very little crunching, especially mostly back, but can twist side to side there as well. And then as usual, same with the waist, so it can twist down there and rock a little back and forth. Hips can come up 90 out to the side of the far. Again, ones can do the splits. Thigh twist all the way around. A double knee joint that can bend up that far in the back, can kick her own butt. And the foot can rock back and forth and twist side to side. So once again, no major issues with the movements, but she is on the high heels, so it is a little bit harder to get her to stand up. Now for accessories, she does have the glasses on her face, so you can take them off if you want to. So you can have her without glasses, or you can just pop them right back on. And for weapons, she comes with two Kukuri swords, so these very awesome, almost looking like machete blades, so very cool there. And I like how they have the Cobra handles on them, so you can put these in her hands, or we can just stick them into the holders here on her back, so they just fit back in there like that. And finally, she comes with a little machine gun and MP5 with a silencer on it, so looks very cool there. Nice little gun design stuff, you know, very realistic looking. So let's pop this in her hand. So there's Baroness with the gun, and that looks awesome. And then we can bring in the original classified series version. So again, I don't really know which one I like more. I like the outfit, I think, a little bit more on the new one, but just overall the design on the original one does look cool with the like red Cobra and everything on it. And I just think it may be a little bit better just by a smidge, and I don't like her face much either, so I don't know which one of the two I like more, but neither are bad. I don't think either one looks the best, but I don't know which one I like more, so they're about probably the same for me currently. And finally, we have Scarlett, played by Samara Weaving. So face-wise, I don't really know. To me, it looks very animated still. So very much like the cartoon versions or whatever. It doesn't really look realistic to me. And then I don't know Samara Weaving at all, so I don't really know what she looks like. But I just think that face does look cartoonish. But overall, I think she looks really decent. Like, compared to her classified figure, it looks to me very similar and almost the same. Like, you could have probably get this figure and throw it in with your classified if you like this version. The only real difference is like her chest plate. Like, you could pop that chest plate off, and then of course it matches with her boots as well, so you'd have to have the boots still. But if you could pop that chest plate off, you'd probably just have like your normal Scarlett almost, just in darker colors. So overall, I think the design compared to like translation from cartoon and everything into the movie version, I think they did a good job, at least for a figure. So she's completely covered with like this brown color outfit from her neck all the way down to her feet, but then she has the armor pattern, so like the classic like yellow and red for Scarlett and stuff. So red there up on the shoulder, yellows all the way through, as you can see running through, and then she's got like this dark green color like chest plate and thigh pads and boots and everything. And then like on the pieces, it has some rubbings, almost like it's been worn and everything a lot, so it's all worn out and everything with the designs there, and on her feet, or it could just be some other design. And then she's got the belt around her waist with all sorts of pockets and everything. I just think she looks really good for this figure. So for movements, head can twist all the way around. Again, it's hard with her ponytail there. When it twists around, she can look down a little bit and up a little bit, so very little movement in the neck. Shoulders can come up 90 with a little bit of butterfly joint there, which is interesting for a female, and can twist all the way around. She's got the single elbow joint that bends 90 degrees with the rotation. Wrist can twist around and flex up and down. She has an ab crunch and twist, probably about at her waist, it feels like, with the crunch back and forth and twist side to side. And it looks like she's maybe up at the top too, like up under her chest, can twist around as well. Hips up 90 out to the side of the far, thigh twist all the way around. A double knee joint that bends that far in the back. A shin twist at the top of the boot that twists all the way around. And then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. And she has sort of like that high heel design, but it's more solid like an actual boot, which is cool. And I forgot to mention with all these G.I. Joes, so they again have the drop down hips like as part of the classified classified series, so you can see it drops down to get the movements and stuff, but to get it look normal, you just push it up and it pops right back in. So overall, the figure's not too bad, not as good of movements as some of the others, but overall it doesn't look bad in general. Oh, and I forgot to mention her story. Tommy ends up reaching out to her for assistance when Kenta and Baroness show up in Japan, and he learns that Kenta's working with Cobra, so she arrives at the castle just as Kenta's starting his attack, and as mentioned, she teams up with Baroness to try to take down Kenta, and at the very end of the movie, we see her share a file from General Joe Cotton that tells Snake Eyes that his father was a part of the G.I. Joes and that he should join as well, so kind of giving our connection to him into the G.I. Joes. So I just wanted to throw that in there. And for her accessory, of course, we get her crossbow gun, which looks pretty cool there, nice, decent, you know, just looks like a mini crossbow and everything. So that is awesome, so let's pop it into her hand. So there we've got Scarlett with her crossbow, so that looks pretty cool. And of course, we can bring in one of the classified series versions to see the comparison. So if you look at the body design and everything, it's very similar, but just with the colors and everything, very similar between the two characters. Of course, just one has that supposedly more realistic head compared to the other one, which does look more realistic compared to each other, but neither of them look very convincing for real life. Not too bad overall. Like I said, this isn't a bad version of Scarlett, you know, it looks very similar to the cartoon one, so not bad at all. Well, there are our 5 figures of the G.I. Joe classified series Snake Eyes movie wave. I think all of them are pretty decent, but obviously not necessary, especially if you didn't watch or enjoy the Snake Eyes movie. But I do recommend the figures I said, so like the Snake Eyes, Scarlett, and Baroness, I think could all be used pretty decent into your actual classified series wave. Maybe just want to change up the heads a little bit, but I do recommend the Snake Eyes a lot. I just think, like I said, it's probably my favorite looking Snake Eyes so far. But let me know what you thought of this wave if you own it, or the movie if you've seen it, down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.